Is this happening to you? Then you're in the right place for video game training. In this video, I'll show you how to defeat the Ancestor Spirit. If you want to be an absolute legend and support the channel, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. My name is Azzavhar or Azza. Now let's get into the video. Just going to show you the gear that we are working with. We've got 2 keen scimitars plus 8. We've also got a kite shield plus 5, which has 100% physical damage negation. This boss is also quite weak to fire and holy, so we've got fire grease to apply to our weapon, fire pots to throw, and holy pots to throw. So if you've got anything that does fire damage or holy damage, definitely use that. Other than that, let's jump into the fight. So at the start, you've got a few seconds to use your buffs and things like that. So we'll pop the flask, the food buff, and the fire grease. You can also use your spirit summons / your spirit ashes, but first of all I just want to show you the kite shield stuff before we get into that. So with a lot of the attacks you can just tank the entire attack with the kite shield, not the magical attacks though, so if you see the blue magic stuff then just run away and avoid that. So those physical attacks like that you can just tank. Just be really careful of your stamina bar and your stamina management. It does quite a big chunk of stamina damage when you tank that. So what you'll notice is when I am blocking, I'm actually letting go of the block button very, very briefly between the attacks. So your stamina bar regenerates a lot faster if you're not constantly holding down the block button. So just keep on top of your stamina management. That attack there where he's kind of walking forward is a really good one to throw a pot at him. I'll try and show you that in a minute. You can also roll that one. That's the fire pot. Did about 200 or 200 something damage. So I'll try and show you a few more of those. Just be ready to block. After you've thrown a pot, he's probably going to attack you, so just be ready to block pretty much straight after. So if you've got enough pots, you'll notice that you can just essentially stand back and throw a bunch of pots to do a massive chunk of damage to him. So that's that bit. It's quite safe to stand underneath him as well. Watch out for this back kick there. If you stood behind him, he'll do that kind of like backwards kick thing. So another magical attack. You can sometimes throw a pot at the end if you're not too far away. Try some of the holy pots. Decent chunk of damage. And yeah, like I say, it's quite safe to stay like underneath him. That's a good one to throw the pot. So that is that. Next we'll apply the fire grease. And we'll whip out the wolf summons and stuff like that, and we'll get being a bit more aggressive with him. So try and find a good opportunity to apply the fire grease. That's a perfect time when he's doing all that weird stuff in the air, and also get the wolves out. The thing is with the wolves is if they stand in the magic, then they'll most likely get wrecked pretty quick, so don't expect them to do too much. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll kind of switch a little bit now between the shield and the double swords, depending on what he's doing. Try and get underneath him. I usually find that locking off is quite decent if you're wanting to get underneath him. Locking off and kind of like trying to get the back legs if you're going for that approach. But other than that, that is the fight. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and it helped you out in some way. If it did, remember to like, subscribe and drop a comment. You can check out all the other content that I make at Azzavhar.com. The link is down in the pinned comments. That's Azzavhar.com. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.